Hello, and welcome to the Wandering Stitches Knitting Podcast. My name is Jess, and I thank you for stopping by my little corner of YouTube and joining me while I chat about my knitting and other crafty adventures. I do have a couple finished objects. I have an acquisition that was gifted to me for my birthday. December is my birthday month, so I did get a yarny present that I will share with you. And I will share with you my plans for the beginning of 2024. I have a cast on that I am getting ready for tomorrow. So I am filming this. This is episode 13 and it is New Year's Eve day. So I thought I'd come on and just close out 2023 and kind of look back, discuss some of the things that I have learned as far as new knitting skills, and talk about what I am looking forward to new projects for 2024. There are definitely some things that I would like to learn. And so first off, let's talk about what I'm wearing, and it also coincides with my finished object. Now, my latest finished object was the Deep Winter Coat by Wool & Pine Design, and that is also what I am wearing. So I had made this for myself, and I finished this in June of 2023, and I'll stand up and see if you can see it. And so this was the first version that I had made of the Deep Winter Coat, and we'll talk about this one first. So I used the yarn that my husband had got me. He had gone to Spain, Madrid, for a wedding last year, and he came back with 15 balls of this yarn, Katya, and it's in my Ravelry. My Ravelry is MyKnittedBrow, and there you can see the notes. So he got the light gray, the regular gray, and the maroon, and this pattern was published December 2022, and when I saw it on Instagram, I instantly knew that this is what I was going to knit. So it is bulky weight yarn, so it is I just had worsted held double, and it was pretty quick. It took me about 4 months to make it. I am not the fastest knitter. I work full-time. I have 2 teenagers, a dog, 2 cats, and a husband. So my knitting time is pretty limited, but I do it whenever I can, as often as I can. So this took me probably about 4 months to do, and I love it. It is just a comfy jacket that I like to wear, and I will pop up a picture of the other version that I had just recently finished, and that went to a friend of mine. And as soon as I got it off the needles and I had washed and I dried it, I wanted to test it, and I'll explain what I did that for as I talk about Tasha's Deep Winter jacket. So she has been asking for a jacket, or a sweater I should say, for probably 5 years now, and I have been really hemming and hawing about what to make and what kind of yarn to use, and she wants something that is just very easy, not scratchy, woolly, something that can just go into the washing machine and the dryer. So when I saw that the recommended yarn for this pattern was Lions brand Woolies, I thought that was going to be it. And it was on a nice budget-friendly price point for me, and so I quickly was able to do that. She wanted black or a dark color, so I just chose black. And as I talk about this, I will pop up the picture. I had knitted a swatch with 10.5 US size needle, which is what the pattern called for. And I didn't like how loose the fabric was, so then I swatched with a 10 US size needle, and I really liked that. So she is a size, bust size 52, and so I ended up just going up a size and knitted size 58. The pattern itself is pretty size inclusive. I would say it goes all the way up to 66. So, and it allows for 0 to 4 inch positive ease. So I knit the size 58, and the construction is very easy to follow. The pattern is very thorough. There's you can use tutorials, video tutorials that are very helpful. And the construction starts with the back shoulder here, and then you join the 2 shoulders, and then you knit the back panel all the way down, and then you pick up and you knit the front panels, and then you knit all the way down here, and then you join. And it's knit flat because it's a cardigan, and so then you knit all the way down, and then you pick up, you do the ribbing hem, and then you pick up for the collar, and you pick up all the way around, and you work the collar itself with short rows. And then the cool thing that I liked was that you picked up for the sleeves, and you did like a short row shoulder tap, and then you would knit in the round. And for the sleeves, I knit the sleeves in a US 10.5. The nice thing about doing this twice was that you can learn, that I learned the second time around, just the smaller details of where the collar, this collar is not symmetrical at all, and it doesn't really, I mean, I guess it doesn't really line up perfectly because I did not really pay attention. So I paid more attention the second time around to make sure that the collar was more symmetrical. So, and it's like such a small detail, but so see, look, the center of the collar is more like up here. So I paid more attention the second time around, and then also the second time around I also paid more attention to where the cable detail lined up on the sleeve. So this is more front, and then this is more in the back of the arm. So the second time around I was able to pay more attention. So the second time around I was able to make sure that I made the, I picked up the stitches for the collar more so it was flush with the bottom hem. And so while it's just for me and I don't really mind, it was just a small detail that I was kind of like, oh. Yeah, and so for the binding off, I just did Jenny's Super Stretchy, and it kind of gives this like flared look, which I don't mind. I like it. And I did that for Tasha's version as well. And she's pleased with it. I'm pleased with it. So like I said, she had wanted something to be able to withstand the washing machine and dryer. So as soon as her version came off the needles, I just, rather than washing and blocking it, and where the Woolies is 80% acrylic and 20% wool, it doesn't block out and stretch too much. So I figured, well, I'll just put it on delicate, wash it cold, and then dry it with low heat delicate, and just see what happens. Because I guess, like serving food, you want to make sure it tastes good before you serve it to your party. So I wanted to make sure that the sweater was going to withstand the washing and drying. So I did that, and it survived, and it came out beautiful. So I presented it to her the next day, and she was very happy. And I'm just gonna take this off because it is actually, it's really warm. So she really enjoyed the cables, and she loved the fit, and she really liked the collar. And I'm just really pleased that she liked it. So again, a woolen pine design, a deep winter coat. I would highly recommend the pattern, and I think that they probably write all of their patterns very thoroughly. And I looked up the price of this pattern. It's $8.75, and you can get it on Ravelry, or you can get it on their website. And if you order 3 or more, they're having a 20% discount sale, so no code is needed. So I say, yeah, go check it out. I would highly recommend it. And let's talk about the yarn. So I had bought, according to the recommended yardage, I had bought 16 skeins of the woolies, and I only ended up using 12. And that's because I did not knit the belt, the recommended belt, and Tasha said that she didn't mind not having it. So that is my finished object. My other finished object was a gift item that I had made my friend for Christmas. And the yarn that I used was yarn that she actually gave me from her 93-year-old mother's stash. So I was given this yarn, and I will show you what it is. It's 80% acrylic and 20% mohair, and I've never heard of this brand, but it is machine washable. It is, as the tag will say, it is shrink proof, mildew proof, moth proof, allergen free. So I guess this is a pretty decent yarn. So I got this, and I got a gold color, 1 skein of the gold color. And so this is half of the project that I had gotten. And what I had made was the lambing mitts by Tolt Yarn and Wool, and that is also a free pattern, and I had learned about that from watching AHandKnitLetter by Becky had recommended this, and this is something that I looked up, and I thought, wow, that is perfect for what I am going to make for my friend. And so I took 2 strands, because I believe the pattern calls for worsted weight. And so as you can see, there's 2 strands of the yarn. And so I made this, and you're probably wondering, why do I have half of a mitt? So I had finished, and I'll pop up a picture, I had finished one fingerless mitt, and then I had finished another fingerless mitt, but then when I was done, I realized that the thumb detail on one mitt was different from the other thumb detail. So on the first mitt, I had purled the last 2 rows of the thumb and then bound off, so it gave like that little cuffed look to it, and I thought it was cute because it would go kind of like with the cuffed, the top of the mitt had a cuffed feature to it. And on the second mitt, I did not. I forgot to purl. So I thought, well, I could just take down the thumb and just redo it, because it literally took probably 10 minutes. Well, in taking down that thumb, I somehow cut into the actual mitt itself and then just made a big tangled mess. And rather than try and figure out how to graft this back onto the mitt and re-knit the thumb, I just started back over with the other 2 balls of yarn that were left over. And so I was able to finish it on time for Christmas, or Christmas Eve is when I saw my friend Linda and handed these to her and said, here you go. And so she loved them, and so that was my finished object number 2. And I have also been, let's see, working on other projects. So we'll move on to the works in progress, which you will see right here. This is a advent calendar that I had purchased from Ruby and Rose's yarn. Addie is a hand dyer, and she creates one-of-a-kind skeins of yarn, and I saw her advertisement on Instagram and I just loved the colors, and I'm so glad that I purchased it, because after knitting with black yarn for 6 months, I am super excited about all of these colors. And so an advent calendar, yarn calendar, is something where I opened up just when I could. So this was day 1, and this was day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, and then you can't see the day 8. But let's see, these yarns, every time I open them, I kept thinking, wow, each one I'm like, oh, this is my favorite one. And then I'd open the next one, I'm like, oh, this is my favorite one. And so that is the yarn advent, and I'm not done with it. I am working on day 10. I am, but I did open the rest of the kit on Christmas because I couldn't wait. And I will show you all of the different colors. And so it came pre-packaged in these individual little bags, which I think is adorable. And so this is the next one that I'm going to open up, and this is 11, and they are 20-gram skeins of fingering weight superwash yarn, and one of a kind. And this beautiful skein is Christmas Market, and this is the color recipe that she did record, and so you can order this on her website, which is absolutely gorgeous. And this skein is 437 yards. It's 100 yards, and it is superwash merino with some nylon. It's 4-ply, and I love it. It's Christmas Market. This is the color that I am currently working on, and I was winding this up in the truck with my husband as we were doing errands, and he even looked over and was like, wow, I really like that one. So, which, coming from him, I'm not sure how your significant others are with your knitting and crafty whatever, but my husband, his eyes kind of glaze over when I talk about knitting or anything like that, or show him or whatever. So let me talk about the pattern. The pattern is a mystery shawl advent, and this is by Renee Strout, and I saw her on Ravelry because I was looking for a 20-gram fingering weight project for the Advent calendar, and she was advertising this. I think I was looking during Thanksgiving weekend for a project, and so on Ravelry she had a group going, and she would drop the hint the night before. So I kind of said I wasn't really done with it, and let me see if I can. It's like a color block thing, and I put it up on hangers just so I could show you guys better. So so as you can see, I'm working on day 10. That's what that is. So I have these on needles. These are my working needles, and then these are needles that, or these are stitches that are going to be worked after I'm done with this section, and I will take day 11's yarn and hook it, or pick up and knit a color block. And so that is, I don't even know what it's called. Like it's just Renee Stroud's Advent mystery shawl. And I believe this was her first Advent design, and the actual, you can't really tell right now just from what I've got going on right now, but I will put up a picture of the finished look of this shawl, and it's kind of like the shape of a triangle with the stripes. Let's see if I can. And with this, it's got a beautiful I-cord edging, which I absolutely love. Look at these colors, aren't they magnificent? So, I just love them. Yep, each color I'm like, ooh, I love this. So I would highly recommend Ruby and Roses. She is the independent hand dyer. You can follow her on Instagram. She is very talented from what I could tell with her color magic. And I will definitely be ordering probably next year's, because I really love the idea of having something that commemorates a year. So this is the 2023 Advent. So that is a work in progress, and I am going to show you something that is not knitted, but it is something that I am working on. And this is a gift for a friend who has sort of a very cynical sense of humor. And I saw this, and this is a cross stitch, which is not really anything that I think maybe I did it when I was in elementary school. But this is what I have so far. And I got the kit, and it comes with all the little scraps of embroidery, or whatever you want to call it. I don't even know the language for cross stitch. But yeah, so there's the flower, and I'm gonna just work on the vine part. Instructions are pretty easy. This is a beginner's kit. So yeah, that is my first cross stitch project. So that is one thing that I'm working on. And let's see, what else? I am gonna show you my acquisition that I got, my birthday yarn. This came from Zinscott Farm, and this was given to me for my birthday from my dear knitting friend Corinne. And this is a worsted, and it's a mix of mohair and wool, and it is, let's see, 240 yards, and just look at how beautiful the colors are. So I think I may put this into a color work sweater. I'm kind of thinking that I want to do that with maybe like a silvery, I'm not sure, like a silvery base or maybe a cream base yoke sweater. So this was created in the spring of 2022. So I am really looking forward to putting this on the needles, and I will call for a project to come upon my consciousness and spring into life on some needles. So thank you, Corinne. I absolutely love this skein of yarn. I love the colors, and I love the feel. It's super soft. Yep, it's gorgeous. So that is my acquisition, and I am gonna move on to future on the needles. So I am going to take the acquisitions that I had gotten from my 2023 yarn crawl that I had gotten this summer, and I'm going to cast on for the Night Shift Shawl by Andrea Mowry. And I thought it would be pretty cool to do sort of a Maine-based project. So Andrea is a resident of Maine, and I thought I'd just create a shawl out of yarn that was either bred in Maine, spun in Maine, or dyed in Maine. And so I have a bunch of colors that I'll show you. Let's see if I can. So I started kind of rearranging them, and the way that the pattern for the Night Shift is, as probably many of you know, let's see if I can do this. It is a series of 9 repeats. And so she gives a little recipe as far as the colors, so you can make it your own, which is nice because I think I have 9 basic background colors, which I'm going to do green and sort of earth colors. The color inspiration that I had used was my summer garden, and it is going to be sort of the basis for this shawl. And so I'm going to start probably with the colors down here, and so I'll start with the light green and then move up to the dark green and then go gray, and then I'll probably add some browns in there and whatnot. So I tried to capture all the colors in this picture, and we will see what we can do as far as getting all of those colors into the shawl. So the first colors that I am going to cast on for the Night Shift will be these colors, because I feel like that captures the picture pretty well as far as the colors in this corner. So we'll see. You can follow along on this journey if you are knitting the Night Shift shawl or the Night Shift cowl or the Night Shift sweater. Let me know, and let me know how you are going along with your color choices. So knitting on this project with the mystery yarn and the mystery shawl was a great way to end 2023. I learned a lot in 2023. I learned how to natural dye, and I learned how to do an I-cord edging, which I love. And I used the I-cord edging in this, and I'm using the I-cord edging in my gala scarf. I did have to put that in hibernation for now, while I'm working on this and while I'm working on the Night Shift. but I will finish this and then I'll bring the gala scarf back out and continue using the hand natural dyed yarns that I had made and created. And let's see, what else did I learn? So this was my first advent calendar. This was my first mystery knit along. And I'm trying to think what else. My first, I think the deep winter coat was probably the first sweater that I have made for myself that I absolutely love the fit. So I'm pretty excited about that. All the other sweaters that I've made, the pullovers, there's usually, it's either I feel like too boxy or the arms are too tight or the neck is too tight. So yeah, so I'm still working on trying to get like a great fitting pullover. I got the cardigan down, so that I'm excited about that. Some of the things that I would like to do in 2024, I, believe it or not, I don't know how to brioche knit. So Amy Palco from A Meaningful Stitch, she did mention in future design features she's going to do a project that involves brioche, so I'm sure I will be jumping on that. So brioche, the night shift shawl is mosaic knitting, which I've never done, so that will be new for me. This idea of just coming up with my own colors, that's new to me. And the cross stitch is a new project for me. And the other thing that is new to me, will be this. And I got this at one of the shops, a Good Karma Yarn. I picked this up and it is crochet, and it is like level 1 because that is me, level 1 with crochet. So that is something that will be new to me for 2024. So now I'll share with you some of the Audible books that I've been listening to, and I just finished up the Lord of the Rings series with Andy Serkis, the voice of Gollum from the actual movies, and I listened to the whole series of Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, and I absolutely loved them. In fact, I want to go back and re-listen to all of them. My husband and I spent this week watching the extended versions of the movies and thoroughly enjoyed that. And as much as I want to turn around and just go back to the beginning and listen to them again, I'm going to listen to some other things. Like I just got The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and that's a 5-hour listen, so that should be pretty quick. I also picked up the Fourth Wing recommendation that I will be listening to, and I believe that's a series as well. So sci-fi, that's what I have been enjoying. So I am looking forward to listening to that. If you have any sci-fi Audible recommendations, drop them in the comments. Let me know what you're working on, and let me know what you're looking forward to in 2024. And I so appreciate you being along here with me for this year of 2023. This is the first year that I've started this podcast journey, and I look forward to 2024. I hope to find some new hikes that I can bring you along with. I got a GoPro for Christmas, so hopefully I can figure that out and get some better footage, some smoother footage for you while I go on my hikes. I am gonna have to come up with some new projects for on-the-go projects to bring with me on my hikes. And yeah, so I think 2024 is going to be a great year. My son graduates from high school. My daughter will be finishing up her last year of middle school, and so we'll be busy with that. I have to, as my work life, I have to recertify for my CRNA licensure, so I have to take a test, so I have to study for that, so that will kind of keep me busy. I hope to get that done by, I have to get that done by June. So I have been a nurse anesthetist for 14 years now. So yeah, it's been a long time since the last time I've had to take a test for this, but they say if you've been practicing, you should be okay, and that if you do the modules that are the study modules, you should be okay. So that will keep me busy as well, and just regular general life with my animals and my family and my knitting, of course. So I think that's all I have to share with you and chat about. I am going to end here. I think this is a good place to end the year, and I will see you next year. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I really appreciate you sharing your space and time with me, and I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I hope that you are able to relax and spend some quality time with your crafty projects. I am going to record another episode towards the end of the month, and I will hopefully have a finished object for you, and make a lot of progress on the night shift. And I hope that you are well and healthy, and I hope that you have a wonderful beginning of the new year, and I hope 2023 treated you well, and you can look back and think about all the joyous moments that you had, and I really look forward to sharing my journey of 2024 with you. Continue to do what you love, and I will see you next time. Bye. Happy New Year.